Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys, and welcome back to another video. I am back with another reading vlog. I will be attempting to anti-rot or to not rot my brain because I have somewhat of a phone addiction. Like, my screen time is actually insane. I really want to cut that out and read more books because since January I haven't read more than 4 books in a month, and I don't like that one bit. I want to keep my momentum of reading at least 3 or more books in a month. I'm currently in the middle of 2 books, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be finishing one in this reading vlog because it's one of the reasons why I feel like my brain is rotting. First one we have is Burnt Sugar by Advi. Doshi read this last year but soft DNF'd it because I don't know what I was going through, but I was just like not in the mood to read it. I'm currently on page 35. So far I am enjoying it. I feel like Antara, which is the daughter in the story, is very interesting to hear her voice. She says very weird things out of nowhere, which surprises me in a good way. Makes me remember why I love general fiction or like women's fiction. This is talking about a complex relationship between a mother and a daughter, and I do have a huge fascination when it comes to that specific relationship. Where we're at right now, we're kind of unraveling why Antara doesn't like her mother. The opening line of this book says, "I would be lying if I said my mother's misery has never given me pleasure." It's the opening line, and I feel like only now, knowing the context of the type of relationship that they currently have, like in just general, knowing how each character came into Antara's life, like with her husband, the relationship that she has with her grandmother, and we saw her father a little bit, kind of like a world building of the story was very nice. But now we get to the nitty-gritties. One of the main things is that her mother is forgetting things, and currently where it is, it's like a forgetfulness that is like okay to look past. On other people it's like, oh, it's okay, like a person is being forgetful, but she knows. And when she tells her grandmother that her mother is actually forgetting stuff, her grandmother is like, and I would love to know the story of her mom. I want to know why she is the way that she is towards her daughter. Like, it's piquing my interest, I don't wanna lie. Hopefully I will be able to finish this one in this vlog because a book that's been on my radar for a very long time. I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't read this book. A lot of my mutuals really love this book, so I want to know why. That's the first book. The other book that I am currently in the middle of is Wild Card by Stephanie, but this is part of like series. It's a hokey romance, the last one if I'm not mistaken. We're following the coach. It's kind of like in her own league. The concept is kind of the same, right? You know those books where you just mindlessly reading with no plot and no interesting thing going on? I'm just reading the words. Also, it's age gap. The girl is the daughter of the owner of the club. Her dad is like, I want to sell the club, and she's like, no, these are my friends, you shouldn't sell the club because the new owner will like sell them off or like trade them off or something like that. She kind of like makes a deal because she hasn't spoken to her dad for like 10 years. Her dad did something to her, like, okay, fine, cool, me and you can hang out, but just don't sell the team, right? And she slowly becomes part of the team or like part of management in some way. She learns how the team is run and the things that are happening, so she works very closely with the coach. A romance blooms in there. Honestly, I don't really care. I don't really care about it. I will knock it off. I think one of the reasons why I'm doing this reading vlog is because besides my phone addiction, I've just been reading romance that doesn't have substance. If I love general fiction, I love women's fiction, I love literal fiction. I want things that will just have a lot of nuance in them, a lot of complex characters, a lot of complex stories. And I feel like I've just been reading, some of them are not bad, but I've just been reading stories that haven't really worked my brain. You get what I'm saying? Let me give you guys my TBR kind of thing. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna get through some of them, but we'll see. So we have this one, obviously, and then we have Under the Udula Trees. It has been on my TBR for a very long time. Really excited to get into this one. Second one is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Advi, which is also the same author of And So I Roar. This is her debut novel. This one really intrigued me, not only because I've seen a lot of people talk about this book, but to the last paragraph of this synopsis. Determined not to settle for her fate, Aduni embarks on a journey from her village to the wealthy includes of Lagos. A journey that will change her life, and if you listen closely, possibly yours. Wouldn't you want to read that? I might just read this book after reading Burnt Sugar because it has all of my favorite things. It's a Nigerian author, it is based in Nigeria also. I want to read it, and it also reminds me of one of my all-time favorite books, which is Nervous Conditions, because I feel like the premise is also the same about a young girl who wants to educate herself so that she can live a better life. This just might be my next read. Maggie, or A Man and a Woman Walk into a Bar by Katie Yee. All Comers Are the Same by Tenjiwe Mswane. A Night Bloom by Peace Adzomedi, which is the same author that wrote His Only Wife, which is one of my favorite Macy books. I really love that book. I really enjoyed the writing. That was her debut novel. This is her second book, and I'm really looking forward to how this will be portrayed as well, and how her writing has changed, if it has changed. I'm really looking forward to in this book. I get right into the reading, and I'll tell you guys whenever I'll tell you guys when I'm halfway through Burnt Sugar. Problem is not me at this moment in time. I think it's just the book that I'm reading. It's actually later in the day. All I did today was do my laundry, do my skincare, because I am breaking out. My skin is kind of acting, and whilst I was doing that, I was gonna read my book, but to be honest, I was not interested. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put on a movie and then I'm gonna do my journal. When I was sipping my coffee, I actually did that, which was a lot of fun. I'm so obsessed with my reading journal. Like, every single time I do it, I'm like, wow, 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 wow. What a talent. What a talent. I love it so much. Like, it looks amazing. I'm ahead by 3 books with my reading goal because I want to read 30 books this year. Speaking about my reading goal, I do want to talk about Burnt Sugar, which is one of the books that is on my physical TBR. On page 55, I am bored. I didn't want to be bored, but when I picked this up, guys, I put on my reading lit fic playlist on Spotify. Gazela. Like, I literally started like falling asleep. There are certain parts of this book that I'm really enjoying. When there's a dialogue between Antara and her mom, I really enjoy that because you get to see the tension. It's more showing of the surrounding than it is showing us of the relationship. Opened with such a banger and it's failing to grab me and I'm bored. I'm not DNFing it as yet. Just right now, no. I'm going to start this book right now. And later in the night, I want to finish Wildcard because I just want to be done with it. Valid, won't get my chapter because we go vuliwe right now and it's not pleasing me and my homegirls. So I'm going to start this book. Hopefully it will also grab me, keep me entertained, and just, I don't want to be in this world. I want to escape to another world. Train needs to do this in my head. It needs to do this. I'm going to start reading this book and then I'll tell you guys what I think about it, hopefully before the night ends. This might be just me again speaking too soon. Chapter 1. I'm already intrigued because it's like, are you writing like this on purpose? Because she also doesn't know how to write. Like, she doesn't know how to speak proper English. It sounds like it's pidgin. Like, interesting that you're doing that on purpose. And I love that already. I love that this girl has a smart mouth. Her dad is basically, hey, come here. She's like telling us, the reader, she's like, our house is very small. What does he want me to do? Sit on his mouth? Love that. I love, So it has my attention. Hopefully she holds me. Hi guys, let's do the taste. I just made my blueberry iced latte. It hits every single time. I feel like I'm getting my energy back. It's a week later. This is me in an attempt to get back into this reading vlog specifically because I decided out of nowhere that I'm gonna do another reading vlog, which was my book club reading vlog. Hope you guys have watched that one, but I think I'm going to start with my reading journal. I have shown you guys what I've made on my reading journal before. Now I just want to quickly add on the things that I have read. I need to add on my book club. We need to add for that because I've already read that book. I need to add on books that I've read in May. I'm just going to start there and then we're gonna take it from there. In an attempt of me not rotting my brain, I did watch a lot of movies. I watched a couple of series. Me doing my reading journal, I think I do want to tell you guys what I have been watching and what are my thoughts on those things that I've been watching. I'm kind of like multitasking so that it's not just quiet. It usually is. Let me just do that. So I'm playing like a video in the background because I need to overstimulate myself. Oh, I forgot. Lapo, I'm seated so comfortably right now. Okay, I needed to get it, well, my color pens. I'm literally overstimulating myself and I don't know, like, is there a reason for me to do this? Probably not, but I'm trying to multitask. Okay, I'm gonna start with reading goal. I've read 14 books out of 30. I just wanted to let you know that I'm adding 2 into my reading journal. It's been like a week later. I have been watching some movies, catching up on my series. So I'm gonna start with series, right? I have been watching High Potential. Season 1 is basically we introduced to Morgan, who is a cleaner for this police station. She solves a case, one of the cases that the detective can't solve. Basically, they're like, oh my gosh, who did this? And then they find out that it's her. And then they're like, girl, explain, how did you do that? Apparently, she has a very high IQ and she can see things that a lot of people can't see or that they miss. Gets joined into the team, basically solves cases. This partner that she works with, I forgot his name. I like those investigation kind of like shows, something that has cases that needs to be solved. It's just the same with like medical shows. I'm really into medical shows, and right now we're on season 2. I'm currently on like season 2 episode 18 if I'm not mistaken, and I'm seething because there's also kind of like a case that Morgan is working in the background that is very personal to her. So I want to know that as well. Like, I'm all caught up with that one. I think I'm watching it on Disney Plus. Other one I'm watching is Advi Elementary. Let me tell you, I love this show so much. Oh, this book is like, I really made it small. That's fine though. Is it fine though? I really love Advi. It's really funny. I think for this season, I took a while not watching it because I like really wanted to be all caught up. But oh my gosh, now I'm all caught up and I'm like, Gregory! If you have watched it, I'm so sorry, spoiler. When Gregory and Janine broke up, I was like, what the fuck? I was really annoyed because I was like, Quinta, what are you doing, babe? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? But I absolutely loved the conflicts that they had, because I think it showcased that in as much as we think like, oh, Janine and Gregory, they're so perfect for each other, I think they complement each other very, very well. Like, even within those relationships, like, there is conflict, and sometimes that conflict you can't see beyond that specific thing. Like, it's like they're not agreeing with you in this moment in time, so it's like to be seen in that moment is far more important than the relationship itself. Yeah. Now I'm adding the In Angel's Demise by Sunyata, which was our book club pick for April. I'm not sure if I did tell you guys, but for our May, we're actually reading Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson, and I'm very excited about it because that is one of my favorite romance books. I'm not sure how the girlies will feel about the writing. I'm very much excited to see what everyone thinks of the book. If they do not like it, I will have to close my ears. So I'm all caught up with High Potential and Advi Elementary. Oh, ooh. The other Bennett sister, I finally watched it. Small clip on TikTok where Mr. Haywood was like,
would you read it to me? From where you are.
I don't know why that really got me intrigued, and I was like, let me get into the show. So I got into the show and I really, really loved it. I literally binged it. And what I did that I watched the show, finished it, and then I watched Pride and Prejudice. I wish I would have done the opposite, right? Because the correlation on certain things, like Mary that you see on Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 one, by the way, I always think when it comes to movies and anything like that, everything is like very important. How the camera zooms in a specific character in a specific scene, I always think to myself, it means something. Like, if we get shown something, even if it's just flowers, I'm like, that means something, right? So when you watch that Pride and Prejudice and you see certain moments, especially with Mary and Mr. Collins, I think everything made sense. When I was watching the other Bennett sister, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I was not crazy. There was a reason why we were shown that, because there's a reason why. Anyways, the other Bennett sister is basically following Mary Bennett, who is like the last sister who got married. I've never read any of the Jane Austen books, so I don't know what is like the story there. How did it even come about? Or did someone just pick it up that, hey, there's actually a story here that we can explore? So she is the last sister. She basically lives with her parents up until her dad passes away. We see her taking charge of her life and no longer like choosing to be a doormat for her mom, her sisters, someone they do not take seriously. With Mary, you get to see the side of her actually wanting to get married, but she is never chosen. Love that we got to see that hey, people do desire marriage. It's just that they never chosen for certain situation. But I loved her when she started like flourishing and going to London, doing like so many different things, like truly find what she really likes. At some point, she has like this triangle thing, and I'm like, yes! I really loved seeing that. So I think those are the shows that I've watched. The movies that I've watched. Okay, first, I'm going to talk about the one that you guys actually did see me watch, which is Send Help. It is on Netflix. I didn't know that it was a thriller. I mean, it was going to be like a mystery comedy type of thing. At some point, I found it hard to take it seriously because I was like, this has to be a joke, right? I don't know if it was supposed to be like scary. I don't know what type of genre it falls on, but all I know is that I really enjoyed it. I had so much fun watching that. Anything with Rachel Adams, I really love. So if she's in it, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it. Send Help is about this girl who's always been off for a job at her work, and then she gets to go on this trip with all of her bosses. Now I'm even thinking to myself, with how things are happening, the scheme that she set up. She goes on this business trip, but they never made it into the business trip because their plane actually crashes. She ends up with one of her bosses, the island, right? So they basically have to survive. It takes you on that journey where they're trying to survive and how the dynamics change from her being like an employee to her being like running shit. In moments where I was like, oh, she's not going to do that, she actually did that. And I think that's what we need to bring back in movies. We need to bring back the element of surprise and stuff. Like, I don't want to guess and be right. And yeah, that's one movie. You can watch it on Netflix. Another movie that I did watch was Eternity. I loved it. I was laughing. I swooned. Indodaka Dua Lipa he might just be our heartthrob, okay? For the adults. That man is so fine. Oh my gosh. I'm watching a YouTube video, which I'm watching Sarah Caroli. She has a book that I've been wanting, and I know she hasn't read that book. I know she hasn't read that book. It's Kin by Tyra Jones. I want that book so bad. And I don't think publishers are gonna send it to me, and it's very expensive. Anyways, I know she hasn't read it. I would have read that book as soon as it got there. Anyways, what was I talking about? Eternity. So this one is basically about this couple. They in their old age, they die. They go to the afterlife where they'll be able to choose the eternity that they want to stay in for eternity. The husband dies first and then the wife follows, but then the space. Oh baby, guys, I need a camera. The wife, she was married before, so she has to choose between the husband that she spent all of her years with or with her first husband who died in the war. Very nice. I love the premise of that. I loved it so much. Like, rom-coms are back, guys. I was laughing. I was swooning very hard with this one. I had expectations. What I was expecting actually did happen, but also it shocked me at the end. And I really love that. Like, the element of surprise. Yes! That's all I have to say about it. It was really good, though. What other movie did I watch? There's this action movie, like action comedy movie that I recently just watched like 3 days ago. It's called Mike and Nick and Alice. Let me tell you, when I say I like action comedy, this is what I mean. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a combo I didn't know I needed. Cast is amazing, and I never thought of that cast. I really loved this movie. I thought it was funny. It's a time traveling movie. One of the gangsters travels back in time. He did something wrong, so he wants to rectify it. So he goes back in time, and we get to see him going through this reworld. There is past Nick and then future Nick, all in the same kind of like timeline. It's very interesting. I really, really loved it. And I thought it was funny as well. And I think there's going to be a second one of how it ended. Hopefully there will be a second one because I will be sad for that. Things that I've watched, and I was hoping that I would be done, but yapping and doing like my reading journal does not help. So actually, there's a podcast show that I want to watch called The Boysties. I listen to The Boysties, a podcast religiously every Wednesday. There's an episode I didn't watch, so I need to watch that. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I think when you start creating for a certain platform, that's when you actually like you watch a lot of stuff from there. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of reading vlogs, a lot of like day in my lives. If I'm not watching YouTube, I'm listening to music, especially on my phone. So I think I'm gonna watch that podcast episode that I didn't watch. I'm gonna show you guys when I'm done what my reading journal full what does it look like. So I'll talk to you guys. I am back with an update. There's quite a few updates that I do need to share with you. I'm gonna start with my reading journal. I think that was the like last thing that I showed you guys. I'm just gonna rapid fire through that. I do want to change my cover page because the way that it's looking, it's not representing who I am. I would love to change that. My reading goal is still the same. I just added those 2 books that I did read, Wildcard and An Angel's Demise. And I am 3 books ahead of my reading goal, which is amazing. On my monthly favorites, I had already added Sweet Heat, but I did add Can't Get Enough because I really love that book. Even though I read both of these books in April, but I think the problem started back in February. In February, I didn't have a favorite. I didn't like any of the books that I read. So I put Kite Runner for February, which was a monthly favorite for March. That's when the problem started. For March, I added Sweet Heats because even though it wasn't like a 5-star, but it was still a great book. Malika and Kiki Flavor Live With Me. I think they deserved a spot on my monthly favorites. I put it Can't Get Enough for April. You know how I feel about this book. For the Lit Social Club, I had already added Can't Get Enough and James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. We did read An Angel's Demise for April. Still need to add Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. That is our May book. And for my lineup, I added some random books that I did have. There's not much. Smaller pictures of the books that I would like to read. Very blue right now. It's giving, I just want something to like pop and be cute, you know? Bring some red, some pink, some yellow, something to brighten it up. And then obviously that was my January spread. February spread. Even though it wasn't my favorite month in terms of book, it is my favorite spread. Like there's something about the colors, everything. It's very beautiful. And for my March, I have my March books here. Nothing has changed. This spread might also be like my second favorite, or might just be my number one, and then the February spread might be my number two. I love the spread. Oh my god, looking at it, everything is so perfect. I have my 2 books here that I really liked. I had the 2 videos that I did post on YouTube. It's welcoming my favorite season. I love the spread so much, guys. Like everything is so perfect. And then for May, it's very green. Then I have the 2 books. Obviously, I will be posting this vlog. I do have the 2 books that I have read for May so far. They both 2 stars, and I have finished the wildcard. I think when I started this vlog, I had been in the middle of the wildcard. I will tell you guys about it just in a second. Yeah, so far, can't really complain. Really enjoying how I have been doing my reading journal spreads. I'm really obsessed. Like, I'm really enjoying doing them. Another update, as I did finish the wildcard. It was a 2-star. I think my taste in reading is changing. I used to love these kind of books. Sports, romance, age gap, the tropes. Like, I used to be very much obsessed with them, but I think that I am changing, and so is my taste. I'm not feeling those books. I don't find any substance in them. Yes, it is entertainment, but also at the same time, I would love for my entertainment to walk away with something. I think I was craving something that will to have a little bit of lit fic in it. I want them individually to go through something, even though these characters did go through something. Grief was mentioned, but I didn't feel that, and it's one of the reasons why I even wanted to do this reading vlog. Is because not just because I have a phone addiction, and I feel like every single time I pick up my phone and I'm on TikTok and all these other platforms, I am just like losing brain cells, but also with the type of literature that I'm reading. What am I gaining? You know, I know that I say I want to read to escape, but also at the same time, I want to feel the characters being human, you know? Like, I want to feel the book being like, oh my gosh, this is based on somebody else's life. I think I like those type of things. I want to take away something from that. Like, I want to learn something new from that. Maybe I will be stepping away from those type of genres for now. Maybe I'll change my tune by September. We never know, okay? Third updates that I do have is that I'm currently on 127 pages of Brain Sugar. This book is uncomfortable in a good way. Like, there are so many emotions that I went through reading this book. Things that her mother went through. You better understand how that affected Antara. We get to see a lot of things from Antara's point of view. And in as much as we get her mom's story, but it's all in the eyes of Antara. At some point, something happened here. And I was like, I'm not trusting Antara as a narrator. Like, I'm also doubting her as well, because it's very psychological in a way that I'm questioning a lot of things as well. I don't know who to trust anymore, in as much as she does tell me the story, but I'm like, should I believe you though? But also understanding that her mom put her through the worst. So I understand her opening line. Very complex and psychological. I feel like I am enjoying it. We are getting a lot of context as to how Antara even got to a point where she doesn't even care what her mom goes through. We are right now. Antara does take us back in time to see a build up for her resentment, and to the present where her mom is forgetting stuff, also lashing out while her mom is also lashing out. So it's a lot of outbreak that is going on. I know of India and the people of India, but I do not know a lot of cultures, their traditions, so on and so forth. I want to research that, because I'm like, where they were at this ashram, what was it like? What was it? Was it a cult?
kind of felt like it was in a cult.
I'm gonna continue reading this.
I think I'll come back when I am done. I think this vlog is very, very long, so I will cut it short at some point.
I'm gonna do a whole lot of reading right now,
and I'll talk to you guys when I do have another
He's
update,
back
so.
with a reading update. This vlog has been very, very long. I hope it's been good. I'm back with an update. I finished Burnt Sugar last night. I finished it. I was very much confused. I was like, what the heck did I read? What was the point of me reading this book? Based on what the story is about, I think I did give you guys a synopsis, even though it was not clear. But this book, we're following Antara and her mom, Tara, and we're following their relationship from when she was born, how complex and tense that relationship has always been. We get to see also her mom. Before Antara was born, we get to see her mom and her story and the person that she was. This is all through Antara's eyes. When we get to see the author, we get to see how the mother, how Tara, after motherhood, she struggled to connect with her child. Though she really did love her child, but there was some sort of disconnect. At some point, she lives her marriage. She lives in this ashram. It's like a meditation center where everybody lives in a certain way. They do things all together. That's why I thought it was a cult, because of just like, it was very questionable though. Even this ashram, and it's like they don't have a relationship at all. Instead, it's like Antara forms another, like a mother figure relationship with somebody else, and she feels very, very close to this person. Kind of shapes her. She thinks about this person quite often, very much in her adult life. That Tara, the mother here, she is losing her memory. It's like in her losing her memory, and Tara is also going insane. That's why I kept saying it was psychological, because like the more the mother loses her mind, the more insane Antara is, which kind of felt like a coming of new character in her own life. She doesn't recognize her life anymore. When I ended this book, I've been sitting with it, but ultimately what I got is that Antara became her mom. The ending, it's very much up in the air because of how she kept seeing herself. There are so many similarities to how her mom was, to how she was also becoming a mother, and how she was in her marriage. I think it spoke to a thing of, we don't want to become our mothers. Because of the ending, that's what is spoke to. That's what I really got. I don't necessarily like how it was done. It really spoke in riddles. So many things were mentioned that I didn't think were important. As I think I was telling you guys, like, it's very much descriptive. It's of what Antara is seeing. It's not necessarily important. I have a fascination when it comes to mother-daughter relationships. I think that relationship specifically, just like, it fascinates me so much. Love how that was spoken into. You see Antara fighting to not be like her mom. I think I would have enjoyed it more had it been that main focus. Like, it was the main focus, but I feel like some things were added on as like a shock factor. Like, they really wanted certain aspects of this book to be added on, or for us to focus on them in order for me to fully enjoy this book. I think that's why I was not fairly interested, and it took me so long to finish this book, because I'm reading, but I just don't know what's the point. I'm not as invested as I want to be. You add things like that opening liner, amazing. You had me, but then you lost me. And things, you add certain aspects, I'm like, okay, fine, we're going somewhere, and then you lose me again. So I became overly frustrated with that. Yeah, look, I didn't enjoy it that much, but it's just like, it won a Booker Prize. I wonder what is the criteria to make a book win certain kind of award. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. There were some beautiful lines. Yeah, for those reasons, I would definitely give it a 2.75. I've read the book. I still don't understand why people love it. So if you have read Burnt Sugar, please do comment down below, what did you think of it? Another book that I did start that I'm still in the middle of, I'm not sure if I did tell you, but I'm currently on page 96 of this book. I will be continuing on. It's not going to be in this vlog. This vlog is already long. I hope you have stayed up until this point. If you have, please, you are a real one. And if you have, because I feel like I did a lot of journaling in this vlog, please put a journal emoji or like a book emoji. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope that you did enjoy this video, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye.